So in terms of toy collecting, I've got Proxima Midnight, I've got Corvus Glaive, and I've got Ebony Maw, but all I have for Cull Obsidian is this tiny little head. What is going on, Dry2 crew? Ramny here with a brand new drawing tutorial for you guys, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to draw the last of the Black Order members, Cull Obsidian, also known as Black Dwarf in the comics. Before we begin on this channel, I make a lot of step-by-step drawing tutorials of your favorite fictional characters, so if you guys like what you see, make sure to hit that subscribe button, make sure to hit that notification bell, and don't forget to like this video as well. Many of you guys in the comment section ask me for full body drawing tutorials of these Black Order characters, but as you guys can see, especially with this one, there's so much detail in all of these guys, if you guys take a look, that if I were to do a full body tutorial on this character, it would take me like 5 hours. It would be like a 5-hour, 6-hour long video, and that is just not acceptable in YouTube standards because no one's going to watch a 6-hour video. So that's the reason why I've been cutting it short, especially Cull Obsidian. I'm cutting kind of the tutorial just up to here. So I hope you guys understand. As it is right now, I'm already making like 30 to 45 minute videos, and that's already pretty long. All right, before you start, be sure to read the description of this video. Down there, you'll find a list of my drawing tools, some tips to succeed in your drawing as you're following this tutorial, how to make tutorial suggestions if you have any, and best of all, a link to a free coloring page that is based on this tutorial. And having said all of that, grab your drawing tools. Let's get started drawing Cull Obsidian. All right, you guys, we are down to our final Black Order member. This is Cull Obsidian. I've got my paper in portrait mode, although you could probably flip this into landscape mode. That's completely fine as well. Because there is a lot of detail on the face, we will only be doing pretty much the face and the neck. So that's all we're going to limit ourselves to for now. And as you guys can see right here, I don't have the action figure for Cull Obsidian, but I do have the head. And I'm not sure if you guys can see that with the lighting, but there is a lot of detail in there. So we're going to try to capture all of that crazy detail. And let's get started. Okay, here's my paper. And he's going to have a flat top, because if you guys look at this guy from an angle, it does flatten the top right there, so that's what we'll do. And it's going to be like this angle that we're going to draw him at. Okay, so I'm going to start by drawing this side here. And then I'm going to draw the other side of the head, which is going to be right here. Okay, so it's a little bit more on this side than it is centered. Okay, so there you go. And then I'm going to just draw the top like this. So what I am essentially doing is just creating this square, not quite a square, but you know, just a shape. And we're not drawing a circle this time around. So for those of you who still struggle with circles, you got your break today. Okay. All right. So right around here is where I'm going to draw the center of the head. So I'm just going to draw that going down. Okay. Then right about here is where I'm going to draw the brow, and this is going to go to that end. Okay, so from the brow to there, and then this is going to go from here to about the corner right there. So that's what that looks like. And then I'll draw the eye line is going to go across right around here. And then the side of the face is going to somewhat go right here. And you want to make sure that the side of the face, like from here to the center, is the same as here to here. Okay, so you want to make this one kind of equal in distance, this side to the center and this side to the center. Okay, I'm going to draw a bit of a V here just to give an indication of where the nose is going to go. There you go. I'm going to keep this guy's head right here just so I can always be staring at something right there so you guys can see. So there's somewhat where the nose is going to be, a little bit lower than that. That's where the mouth is going to be. Okay, and then here's the bottom of the mouth, I guess you could say, and then the chin is going to be right around here. Okay, I'm going to draw this a little bit flat with a little bit of a tilt like that so that it can continue that boxy looking face shape. Of course, he's going to have like these horns coming down here and here. We'll worry about that later on. Okay, so continuing on this eye line, you're going to reach the ear line. Okay, so here's the ear. It's just going to go in like this. And then from that ear, I'm going to draw like this big, huge neck going down. Okay, and then the neck on this side is going to go down here as well. Okay, about this far down is good. Okay, I'm going to draw a line going across right here, right now. Okay, going back here towards the ear, I'm going to kind of continue on the back muscle here. So it just sort of goes out and goes out further like this. So draw a line here and kind of just this collar piece, or sorry, the muscle piece, and this is like the collar of the shirt. Okay, and then this just continues like this. And I won't draw any further detail with the collar. I'm just going to draw it like that. That's as much as I'm going to draw it, really. I'll probably add just a few minor details, but that's it. Okay, so here we are. We've got our stuff drawn. Actually, let's go back over here, and what we can do is we can draw this crest kind of going this way. So the way that I'm going to do it is I'm going to curve things this way, and I want the center of the head to go from here, and it kind of tilts a little bit. So the center of the head is going to be right here, okay? So it's not quite aligned. So where that V shape is, I'm just going to draw two lines going towards the center of the brow. Okay, and then same distance, kind of split this triangle in half here. Okay, split this triangle in half and get that part. And this is going to be, see how it's divided into different shapes here, different ridges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ridges. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ridges as well. Okay, just erasing that. We'll worry about this later on. This sort of curls, so this sort of makes this, I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but it does create like these hook shapes. Sort of makes a W right here. So that's sort of what I'm trying to do here. Makes this W shape like that. And then this ridge continues further like that. And then this ridge kind of extends out like this. Okay, this goes down and into the eye, sort of. There you go. So we'll fix that a little later on. So now we got the gist of things. There we go. Can I zoom in a little bit further? I think I can. Okay. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty details. I'm going to draw a straight line right around here, and I'm using this as a reference, as well as my reference photo that I have printed out right here. And if you guys want to know where the reference I got for this is, it's in the description of this video, so make sure to check that out. There you go. I kind of have it just standing up here so I can see it. Okay. Okay, I'm going to bring two lines from here, and I'm going to kind of bring it towards this point, and then same thing over here about this point, right there. Okay. All right, there we go. Now, let's start with the ridges. Okay, so here's the middle ridge. This one is like, it's got a rougher look than the other ridges. So just bring this kind of, just bring a bunch of like these V shapes together until you meet down here. And it starts to change direction as well, so it starts pointing down. So somewhere along here, it starts to change from, you know, like a rooftop, and starts to turn upside down. So there you go. You've got the ridges like that. And then the sides are just, they're not straight. So you don't want to draw these straight sides as well. So you want to create like this. It's almost like layers to them, like an insect. There you go. Going into the brow, like that. Okay. Second set of ridges, I'll start over here. There's like this edge right around here. So I'm just going to draw this guideline that sort of shows the edge and then goes inward, and then there you go. So no like curvy lines. You want to make sure that it's like a rough texture throughout. Same thing over here. And then bring that towards the brow Okay, right here I'm changing the texture a little bit, making it rougher. There you go. And then from here, you got like a series of these plates kind of overlapping, but it looks nothing like that center, the center right here. So just a bunch of like these vertical plates, and then once you reach the side here, it sort of curves down. See how random I'm making it? And here, I'm just creating like these curvy lines to show that it's the edge. Make that go across. And there you go. Okay. This right here now, I'm going to draw this line as a like the peak of the ridge, and then right here I've kind of already drawn it, but there you go, there's like the peak of that ridge there. Okay, and then we do the same thing as we did over here, except it comes down when you reach that peak, this guideline that we drew. So it goes like that, okay? And the same thing over here. So if I were to ink that later on, I'll be using lighter, like a thin nib pen, just to give it that that look, like that rough look. Almost looks like a tree trunk. There you go. Okay. You've got the ridge. Now let's kind of figure out where to draw the eyes. So you have these points right here. A little bit further out, we're going to draw the eyes. Kind of tiny. And they're sort of triangular shape where you got a point right here close, pointing towards the center. And then as you go out, around that part on the outside there. Okay, and then you do the same thing over here. Goes out like this. There you go. So compared to the face, the eyes are really tiny and there's no pupils to them. At least not in my reference photo anyway. There you go. Okay. Underneath that, you want to create like this thing here, and then you want to create like the lizard-like scales underneath the eyes. Okay, so we're kind of trying to draw like this dinosaur almost. Dinosaur skin. Okay, I'm going to bring the nose down slightly. Right here. And I'm going to create nostrils now. So you got this V shape and then these nostrils. This one sort of just goes like this. This one extends a little bit out. So it looks like that. So this is narrower just because of the angle that we're seeing the face. And this one's a little bit longer. Looks like that. Okay. From the nose, sort of makes these V shapes like this. V shape rounding towards the corner. Okay, again over here, goes like that. Okay, more of these V shapes so that it starts to look like he's scrunching his nose like angrily. And then, yeah, ridges going across. There you go. There you go. So these are deep wrinkles here that look like that. Okay. And then you have these kind of more deep wrinkles going down from the nose towards the lips here. A little bit of a scarring going on here as well. Okay. So there. Let's work on the, what do you call it? You got this ridge for the eye, and then you have the cheekbones. So let's work on that as well. And then you got like this line that goes like this as well. So starting there, this goes like this, and then kind of down. Actually splits right here. So it looks like that, okay? And then over here, this goes down kind of like this. Almost looks like a bulldog. Okay. Okay, since you have that, then we can figure out where the cheek's gonna go. Cheeks, right here. This goes inward, and then sort of comes down the side like this. Okay, right here you got the ridge on the side of the eye. It's like that, and then makes its way up to the head like this. There you go. Okay, cool. So let's do the same thing over here now. So this ridge on this side, it's going to be right here. It's going to come out this way and then goes in kind of towards the eye like that. And this sort of goes towards the eye as well. There you go. So you've got like this temple area right here, just underneath the ridge there. Okay, so here's the eye, and then the cheek almost looks like this. It actually goes from the top of the ear, which is actually covered. The ear doesn't look like a human ear, and it sort of goes down and then curves in like this. So you got the cheeks. You want to make sure that the cheeks align. So let's just fix that slightly so that they're aligning with each other here. There you go. Okay, right here we've got the ear, and it sort of comes from here, goes like that. So here's the temple part. This goes out, becomes the top of the ear. That's what it looks like. Here you got the back of the skull, back of the head right there. And then here's the ear, goes down like this. You got the cheek going up to the top of the ear here, and then the inside of the ear comes down and then forms like that. Okay, so that's sort of what it looks like. Okay, inside of the ear looks like this, and then just like that, and then the bottom of the ear like this. Okay, and then here's going to be the chin. The chin's going to be zigzaggy, so you guys might be able to see in this. I don't know why I'm holding this up. It doesn't look like you'll be able to see a lot of detail in the camera. Here you go. You can see a little bit, but the chin is jagged. Okay, so I'm just going to draw that as a straight line, and then draw this as a straight line as well. Okay, there you go. Leaving it there for now. Let's go back to the lips. Lips are thin. This one goes across, and then I'm going to give it a frown. Okay. Top lip is thin. The lower lip is also thin, like this. So like I said, you got these like really deep wrinkles right along here. And the cool thing is, I mean, you can go into a lot of details drawing Cull Obsidian's face, but it's just super crazy mean looking. Okay, just closing off the nose here so that it looks like a nose. Bring the nose down even slightly more down here. There you go. Okay, and then right around here you got like this two lines going up the cheeks. Okay, so one on each side of the center. So let me just fix my center, and then you got these two lines going up like that. So you guys can kind of see this and this. They're like not quite teeth, because they are outside of the face, not inside the mouth. So it looks like that there. And then at the bottom, a V shape, or sorry, a U shape. Okay, and then you want to bring this like this. Almost looks like a bat signal, to be honest. There you go. Okay, bring this across. Okay, and then on the edges here, one on this side, you want to bring that, like this one here. Bring it down. Close it off. Looks just like that. So on each side of the mouth, you've got this horn. Okay, the other side, same thing. There you go. Okay, so you've got, they're not teeth or anything really. creating like this cuticle where the horn meets the mouth. This goes like this and goes across. Also goes across like this. Okay, so 2 lines going across each other like that. A lot of these tiny little wrinkly lines. Okay, that's not all though. Bring this slightly up, zoom out slightly, and now let me show you how to draw the 2 horns that point downwards. Okay, you've got 2 shapes that kind of go in like this. Okay, as soon as you reach the bottom of the chin here, you want this to go out like that and like that, about this far down, here and here. Okay, now this one sort of just curves over here and then fairly straight line going down. Okay, this one goes like this. Actually, this one does the same over here. There's like this ridge right there, but this one extends further outward and then goes towards the center again. Okay, right here where it meets, it sort of creates like this rough texture. Think of these ridges up on the forehead. Kind of want to try to do the same. Okay, right here there's like a hole. It creates like this cleft chin almost. Let me try to make that look a little nicer, like a triangle shape. This goes 2 up that, and then just some lines going across over here. There you go. Okay, and then right here, this goes V shape there. And then within this like little batarang or whatnot, from this point down to that point, like that, and then you just create like the rough dinosaur-like texture going up and down. And then once you have that, you've pretty much got the face right here. Let's close this off. It goes in, and you see some spikes going out like that. And then on this side, you will definitely see more of those spikes. Okay, let's first go from this horn going down and then across, and then I'm going to connect it to this line right here. There you are. Okay, tons of spikes right here. And you want to make sure that they're randomly placed, and they look more triangular than they are round. Okay, there you go. You notice that I'm making them pointing different ways, and some are bigger than the others. I'm just going to continue until I reach the ear here. Then I'll do the same right here. Okay, so I'm just creating layers. And then a few over here and over here. So it sort of goes from fairly smooth, rough texture until you reach the chin and it starts to create like these spikes coming out. Okay, and the trick is not to make some sort of pattern. Make sure that these triangles are random. There you go. And then once you have like essentially the general shape of Cull Obsidian's face, what you got to do is you got to get into these crevices. Look at that reference photo down in the description and kind of just create like these dinosaur cracks all along, around the eyes, over the eyes of course. Okay, this one kind of goes across like this, and it does that. Okay, I'm just looking at it from the head of the action figure here. So at this point, essentially a free-for-all where you can create however much texture you want to. There you go. And over here, rough texture here, so I'm just going to create these bumps. Random bumps, random sizes. I do the same thing on the other side. The random bumps sort of become part of the top of the ear. And then I'm just going to continue these bags under the eyes here. And then cracks in the skin. Like this. Again, you're trying to go for like this rough texture, right? Okay. I'm going to divide the teeth. That. And then right here as well, you want to sort of create like battle scars and these scratches in on the bone. Is this bone? It's probably bone. There you go. There we have it. That's the face. I mean, that's the reason why I'm not doing full body on this guy. It's just way too much. I'm going to bring this higher up, actually. There you go. I just want to bring it closer to the points here. And if you guys can see in the reference photo, it's a little bit different because the Cull Obsidian design went through a lot of changes. And this was actually just one of the initial looks for Cull Obsidian from one of the artists. Oh, here's the ear, sort of making it look more like an ear there. There you go. Okay, so here he is. Okay, I'm just going to draw this going across like that, going diagonal here, and then this one sort of goes across, and then diagonal, and then across. Okay, right here I'm going to create, just going to double up on this line here. Okay, and then, okay, so if we were to draw like the center of that neck, it goes down like that. And if you go further down, you can actually, part of the costume sort of does this, and then goes across. And then this goes across as well. Okay, and then just double up on it. So this is the most I'll probably do with Cull Obsidian's costume here. Okay. There you go. So now you kind of want to take those elements and you want to expand them to the neck, right? So you've got this ridge here and this right here. This sort of goes into a V shape, kind of going closer like that. Okay. Goes like that, and then this goes like this. All right. So let's get to it. These are going to be scaly, and I'm starting over here. I'm going to create these two scales that look like that, and then right here this is going to be a scale. So there you go. So this looks like a W, this looks like an M, and then you just keep going. Kind of do it randomly, one scale at a time, and make sure that they sort of look like they're overlapping each other. Okay, different sizes. Some down here. And then as you get to the edge here, you kind of want to close it off somehow. show you what I mean. So once I reach here, I'm going to bring this up, and I'm going to bring it down slightly. Okay, I'll bring that down. I'm going to close that off. So it's not quite, you know, it doesn't go straight like this, but it's texture for this muscle, but then the texture itself kind of extends outward towards the shirt like this, and that's actually how it goes. A couple of these ridges. I'm going to draw some zigzags here, just like that, and then here in the back I'm going to create these spiky, rough texture like that. And a few more here. There you go. Okay, and then just continue until you get to the top here. Remember not to make it too uniform. So some of these scales are large, some are small. Okay. Okay, once you get past that part, kind of taper off the scales here on the side here until you get to this part, which is a little bit more like a crocodile skin that's rough. And then as you cross the bridge, you kind of just create this rougher texture like this, just lines going up and down, some long, some short. Okay, like that, and then you do the same thing here. There you go. And this is the part where I usually say this is hard to explain, this is hard to teach, because you're creating texture. And just watch how I do it with my fingers, with my pencil. Because it is hard to explain it. It's very instinctive. You see how it's just a bunch of lines that go up and down, but throughout these ridges here, those lines sort of, they end there. Okay. Okay, so once you have this scale right here, the bottom part of these diamonds is rougher. So I'm creating these bottom parts of them kind of darker. There we go. Okay, the neck part you don't really get to see, but it does seem like there's a bunch of other lines going in like this. And then this center line, and it looks as if you got a whole bunch of these lines that sort of make this V shape towards the center here. This is all dark. There you go. And then once you reach this ridge, it looks like that. Remember, not uniform. There you go. Do it quickly, really, without even thinking about it. Okay, right here, rough texture going across. Rough texture going across. There you go. Okay, right here again, you've got that same scaly pattern. Almost looks like a pineapple. There, and then remember the bottom of it, give it a little bit of shading. There you go. And then lastly right here, some more rough textures. The lines going like this, and then lines going across, just these rough lines. There you go. You guys, I think we are done with our Cull Obsidian. No pupils on this guy. Just black, or just some white blank eyes. There you go. And I could keep going with this. I can see where I can add some more texture but you know, up to you. I will be inking it, so I'll do the rest of the details in the inking stage. Okay, so I think we're done, you guys. I hope you guys are successful in your Cull Obsidian. I'm sure you guys can already see lots of textures on this guy. Just like that, okay? Now you guys can probably also understand why I didn't do full body on this guy. There's just way too much detail, and that video would have taken like 2-3 hours. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. That's the last of the Black Order. So we're gonna move on to other things. We're gonna go back to Endgame after. Anyway, take care, you guys. I'll see you next time. And that is all the time that we have for this video. Thank you so much for tuning in all the way to the very end. I hope you guys are very proud of your drawings. If you are, I would love to see them, so please head on over to the Google Plus community and to Instagram and post your artwork there and tag me so that I can see it as well. If you guys are ever curious about the equipment that I use to make my videos or to do my tutorials, I have a link to those in the description below, so be sure to check that out. If you feel like being extra generous, I have links in the description on different ways that you can help support this channel. Your contributions go a long way in ensuring that I can make content like this for free for you guys, so I appreciate your consideration. If you guys did enjoy this tutorial, it would help me a great deal if you, number one, liked this video, commented down below, and most especially if you shared this with your friends in your social media. And of course, speaking of social media, don't forget you guys can find me on Facebook, on Instagram, on Google+, and of course on my website, draw2.com, where you can download a free coloring page of the tutorial that's here on this video. Again, you guys, all of the links to all of those are in the description, so be sure to read it. Finally, thank you once again for watching. I will see you guys next time, and don't forget, stay tuned for more so you can learn to draw too. Take care.